For many, this winter haze along the skyline of Mumbai city is a welcome reprieve from the heat and humidity as temperatures cool down in the coastal city. But this dense smog is actually an ominous sign of severe air pollution. As development and infrastructure projects rapidly multiply in the metropolis, Mumbai's air quality index has been plummeting to hazardous levels. In December 2024, pollutants like PM 2.5 breached the 200 level mark in many parts of the city. Over the past 5 years, air pollution has gone from bad to worse in the city, where the sea is supposed to work as a natural air purifier. According to the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, vehicular traffic and construction dust are the top two sources of air pollution in Mumbai. City-based environmentalists like Stalin say that in the last 5 years, excessive construction activity has corroded Mumbai's coastal ecosystem that would otherwise naturally allow the sea breeze to flow in and clean up air pollutants.
If you see there are a number of projects, if you check with BMC or even if you go around the city, you will find that in the last 5 years, so many projects have been approved, and if you look, there is not a single street in Mumbai which does not have some construction going on. It's that bad. But as a coastal city, we should have been able to cope with this better. Why we are not able to cope? We are not like Delhi where it is landlocked. Here the breeze is blowing from the sea to the creeks and from the creeks to the sea. So you are having breeze, you have the natural mechanism to disperse the pollution. But what we have done is we have constructed buildings in a haphazard manner. We do not allow any wind to move, to circulate.
The City Municipal Corporation estimates over 6,000 development and infrastructure projects currently underway in the city. According to Stalin, most of these construction sites are working without adequate measures to minimize and trap the dust within the site location itself.
Till last year, even barricades were not properly put around the construction sites. Now they have this token methods or like putting some green cloth. But again, putting the green cloth doesn't mean that the particles won't rise up. Okay, with the winds or with the heat, it does rise up. So there is no sprinkling of water. Everywhere you are supposed to sprinkle water to keep the particulate matter less from your site. But no site is doing it.
This looming environmental crisis for a densely populated city like Mumbai is naturally damaging the health of those living in it. According to a recent study conducted by the Centre for Chronic Disease Control, even moderate exposure to pollutants like PM 2.5 are increasing the risk of diseases like diabetes by 23%.
So if you think of health studies,
Siddharth Mandal, senior research scientist from the Centre for Chronic Disease Control, explains the correlation.
In the short term, we looked at shorter term averages, so like let's say monthly averages or 3 monthly averages, how they were affecting these glycemic markers. So by glycemic markers, you can have either fasting plasma glucose, HbA1c, and we saw that it was contributing to elevated levels of fasting plasma glucose or HbA1c for every 10 microgram change in PM 2.5. The risk of developing diabetes is 22% or 23% higher in the people at the higher levels.
Diabetes occurs when the blood glucose levels or blood sugar is high, and the pancreas secretes less insulin for breaking it down. Its causes are multifactorial and include genetic factors coupled with environmental influences from obesity to lifestyle changes. Dr. Rajiv Koval is a diabetologist practicing in Mumbai for over 2 decades. In the past 3 years, he's been witnessing younger patients with complications of diabetes. According to him, this is a definite correlation of their exposure to air pollution.
The problem is that it's not only the numbers, it's also the age of diagnosis. So the age of diagnosis has gone down, so we are getting premature diagnosis at a premature age groups, and we are getting a lot more patients with complications today, and the numbers are increasing. Today, almost 25 to 30% of patients who are coming to us are less than 30 years of age. So, what has changed in India or in urban India in the last 25 years? Obviously, food, modernization, everything has been there. But the air that we are breathing and the pollution that we are on, the traffic congestion, the industrialization, all has actually added to this problem overall. अभी किया है संगीत तुमने शुगर पहली बार तेरा क्या उम्र है अभी 32.
Dr. Koval explains that when pollutants like PM 2.5 and nitrogen dioxide directly enter the bloodstream, they also affect the pancreatic organ, making the blood insulin resistant.
It's a perception that whatever poor quality of air you're breathing just affects your lung and it's compartmentalized and rest of your body is not affected, but that's not true. So particulate matter less than 2.5, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, all these which are parts of the air pollution and the whole which contributes to the AQI not only gets inhaled but they also escape into the bloodstream. So the inflammation which is caused by poor quality index, especially of a PM less than 2.5, causes a sort of systemic inflammation in the body, which leads to what is called as oxidative stress, which actually causes the decompensation of the pancreatic beta cells. You make lesser insulin, the inflammation causes insulin resistance. So the traditional risk factors which we know, obesity, sedentary lifestyle and wrong eating, have always been there. But when you add this external risk factor in terms of pollution and air quality index, it kind of is a synergy inside our body and finally leads to premature kind of development of diabetes.
47-year-old Mervyn Fernandez was recently diagnosed with premature diabetes. Mervyn has always had a balanced lifestyle with regular exercise and a healthy diet. The diagnosis was naturally a shock to him and likely accelerated by his exposure to polluted air.
I didn't think I would get diabetes so easily and so fast because traditionally I've been a sports player. I play football in a professional level when I was young. So I was very fit. But after that, when I started working in a sedentary lifestyle in Mumbai, you have to forgive your habits and look after family and work. So gradually I started putting up some kilos. But I was okay, normal. I would move around. I didn't feel any change in my energy until and unless when I got to know I was diabetic. I'm just trying to think, even my commute to work, be it by rail, by rickshaw, by taxi, wherein we have to pull the windows down, we are exposed to the pollution, which is pretty high, as you said, it's 180. And how can we take care of ourselves in this? The air we breathe is only impure. So if that impure air is coming into my body and affecting me, I don't know what will happen to the generation which is coming, my children. I fear for them.
Over the past 5 years, the highest number of natural deaths in Mumbai has been because of type 2 diabetes. Public health records tell us. The fact that AQI levels have been worsening in the same time period is not coincidental. On a visit to a cement compound set up in the eastern part of the city in the Mulund area, we found the ongoing construction site had no barricades or enclosures around it. And every 5 minutes as a cement truck passed, it created a dust storm that would rise up towards the residential colonies.
Simple comparison is that anyone who's living in Mumbai is smoking 5 cigarettes a day, whether he's doing it with tobacco or without tobacco. That is the question. But you don't have a choice. You are also a smoker today. The lungs of the children of Mumbai are like the lungs of smokers. So the doctors also raise the alarm. They're saying this is not good. We need to do something.
Rohini Banerjee has been struggling with her son's health, who has had a recurring respiratory infection every time the pollution levels go up. Less than 300 meters away from their home, construction work of a major infrastructure bridge project has been going on for the past 2 years.
We started feeling the impact of the pollution when my son was around 2.5. When we'd have any outdoor activity and stuff like that, we'd get back, when he'll run around and stuff and come back, he would definitely that night, have a cough, and that kind of, became more and more regular, and we realized that this is not really the norm. When we started having more frequent trips to the doctors, we were put on cough syrups, and there have been instances when he was, given inhalers. So now, as a preventive, every time after the monsoon is over, we get onto a course of inhalers for the next 4 months till about March. So that's become practically our regime. So we also, keep our steam inhalation at hand, in handy. So if at all we're like traveling, we always have it with us. But turns out we never need it outside of the city. It's only in the city that you really need it. Every time we've carried it when traveling, we realize we don't need to, because he's absolutely fine there.
Rohini has set up an air purifier at home, and every time she steps out with her son, she ensures that he's all masked up. Every outdoor activity is planned only after checking the AQI levels of that area. There are 32 AQI monitoring systems set up across Mumbai by the Maharashtra Pollution Control Board, or MPCB. The Pollution Board says that they closely monitor the AQI levels in real time and have issued multiple guidelines to real estate developers.
There should be a barricade of 25 feet and nets should be there. There should be a fogger type system where the dust particle setters. There should be a CCTV. There should be a very less noise while digging the excavation. All this dust-free atmosphere should be there. This should be monitored by 24/7 by the project proponent. So these are the exhaustive guidelines we have given to all the builders, and I think most of them now are doing that. Last 15 days back also, coordination committee met under the Honorable Municipal Commissioner Mumbai. So we have taken some decision to ban some construction in some areas also where AQI was exceeded 200, and we have seen some changes in that.
However, even though closure notices are given to construction sites for violating norms, they have been found to be ineffective and in most cases don't lead to any punitive action. Moreover, of the 32 monitoring stations installed in the city, some were non-functional or hidden away from the public eye.
They are not really located in the right places. If you ask me, I would say that we need at least one pollution station either side of the suburbs. Like if it's one suburb, one ward, it has to have one station at least on either side. So you're talking of what, 200 stations at least. So if that comes in and the ward officers are made responsible for controlling in their wards, then things will change.
Respirer Living Sciences, a climate tech startup from Pune, has built an open source platform called Atlas AQ that provides hyperlocal air quality information. Soundarya, its founder, tells us that by making air quality information readily available to the public will help keep track of the air quality trends more easily.
So we've built the whole Atlas AQ platform where we collect data from government sources, we take data from even the air quality sensors, and then we provide trends. So the whole idea behind the Atlas AQ platform was that you at your neighborhood level should be able to analyze air quality trends using authentic, accurate air quality data. Once you have per square kilometer accurate air quality data, it is actually going to open up a massive amount of, health and wellness related decision making. But fundamentally, once you have per square kilometer accurate data, right from the bottom up, which is the citizens, the community groups, citizen groups, they will start mobilizing actions, and the top-down folks, will have an ability to focus on specific parts where the problem is. Because, right now when NCAP got implemented for Mumbai, Mumbai got 200 crores. Just for the city of Mumbai to fix the air quality, that's not a small sum to spend over 5 years. Mumbai had the lion's share of the budget in the clean air program. All of it has been spent on electric buses. Now, do we say that electric buses are the answer to the air quality problem? Almost everyone says no. But unfortunately, because of lack of hyperlocal information, you end up spending it on one capital activity which is easy to sanction. 200 buses were easy to sanction, but they are not solving the problem. Money has got now spent. So we feel that hyperlocal is going to let the focus be kept where the problem is.
In the absence of more robust systems of checks, air pollution will continue to be a silent health epidemic, especially for those growing up in ever-expanding spaces like Mumbai, where green spaces like these continue to shrink in the name of urban development.
You ask him about AQI and he knows the term. He knows the term AQI. So for a 5-year-old to know this should actually come across as really, really strange and ironic. Another 10 years, this entire generation is going to basically, pay the price for it, and it's going to be a huge price. There's no government which is going to be able to fix this. In the name of development, you can't possibly be having this level of harakiri where you're literally eliminating a generation, cutting down 10-15 years of their productive life. So this is very worrisome for parents like us.
Thanks for watching Eco India. If you like the story, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Scroll.in on YouTube.